for joining us for the fall edition of Northlake News. I'm Yecenia Alvarado.
And I'm Rivas. Our first story made national headlines after a Dallas man was diagnosed with Ebola, the fatal immune virus plaguing countries in West Africa. The Dallas patient, Thomas Eric Duncan, was the first to die of Ebola in the U.S. Two nurses in Dallas also contracted the sometimes fatal disease. Students at Northlake and around the Dallas County Community College District were on high alert and warned to take precautions.
As Northlake College's chief of police, J.C. Drake's job is to make sure campus is safe for students, faculty, staff, and officers on duty. Now, with the deadly Ebola virus present in Dallas, Texas, his new duties include preparing to stop the spread of the disease on campus.
Today it was a meeting of the chiefs, and we're working on establishing a unified procedure for dealing with infectious disease.
Officers have been equipped with Community Emergency Response Team backpacks, which contain personal protective equipment.
It's a smaller kit inside that CERT bag, and each officer is to carry those in the car on duty. If an officer is just walking through the hall and they don't have the bag with them, they still should be carrying gloves and a mask at a minimum.
While the health center has declined to comment on Ebola at this time, they are working closely with the police. Both departments urge everyone to wash their hands frequently and to be just as careful as they would be about catching the flu.
Students and faculty, all of us, need to take this seriously, but not overly seriously. We certainly don't want to get any kind of mass confusion or a panic, that kind of thing. You say Ebola and people are going to get real upset real fast. If you think about it, our greater threat is probably from flu. We're coming into that season as well.
Wash your hands and stay healthy. For Northlake College News, this is Fadziso Makoni.
But campus health professionals stress the likelihood of contracting Ebola is very low, and students are at more risk of getting the flu.
Our next story takes us to the Northlake Natatorium. Although swimming is a popular recreational activity, Northlake has continued pool operations despite continued revenue loss and a decreased college aquatic activities.
A major part of Northlake may soon be undergoing major changes. Northlake pulling out gives the other partners a unique opportunity to make drastic changes to the pool.
Northlake College and Dallas County Community College District has determined that to fulfill their priority, which is their educational mission.
A source inside the management told this reporter that this will lead to a major overhaul of the Aqua Center, or even a change in location.
Which, since the pool is on their campus, kind of leaves them probably as sort of a landlord or a lessor of the pool.
This leads people to question where they will stand when the dust settles.
People who have been swimming here, whether it's for a couple of years or whether it's been since the late 80s or somewhere in the mid-90s, they're really worried about what's going to happen because this is an important part of their life.
But nothing will go into effect until 2020. Till then, I'm Jonathan Goodhines with Northlake News.
Northlake has maintained a shared expense agreement between the Irving School District and the City of Irving that soon the college will transition management and operations to the City of Irving. The pool will still be available to seniors and students. Northlake reporter Rolinda Olvera dove deep for our next story. A mermaid at Northlake College? Yes, and she has the fins to prove it. Here's Rolinda with the story.
Cosplay has entered a whole new era with people taking it in strange new directions, including mermaiding.
A lot of the same people who do mermaiding will cosplay as well. You know, it's kind of a certain type of person that likes to dress up, and so I'm a fan of any hobby that involves wearing a costume.
People are joining this growing community for many different reasons.
I found out about mermaiding, as it is called, swimming in a tail, about 2 years ago after that really bizarre mockumentary about the mermaids without a brain apparently thought was real.
You never know what people turn into once they're underwater.
Can you breathe underwater? No, we're like mammals, you know, we hold our breath. few different things like that. Do you know Ariel? It's like, oh yeah, same country, But it's a big ocean, you kind of know of her. You don't really know her personally.
This is Orlinda Olvera for Northlake News.
This year's Arts and Literary Festival featured authors to artists to dancers to rocking robots. The robots danced in collaboration with programming instructor George Driscoll and dance instructor Brenda Braswell. The featured artist at this year's festival was former Northlake student Yekwon Kim. His presentation at Northlake included an art walk around campus.
Yekwon Kim came to Northlake in 1985, not sure what exactly he wanted to do in life. However, he quickly discovered his passion through Northlake's art program. Mr. Kim hopes to give students the support system that was offered to him.
I started out here, and I have a great support from the faculty. And one of them is Bob Nunn. He's now retired, maybe about 2 years ago. And the Marty Ray was also there to support.
The most important tip he wanted the students to know was that failure is not an option.
Don't be afraid to fail. And you have to believe in yourself.
The energy from the students was above the roof and extremely positive.
Everybody was just flat out happy after the experience. Nobody had anything negative to say, and everybody was ready to do it again immediately.
Through the workshop, Kim wants students to imagine and create art with an unjudgmental creative eye. This is Jonathan Goodhines with Northlake News.
Kim is currently the exhibition specialist and designer for the Richard Nixon Presidential Library.
Communicating with the dog is sometimes a real challenge, especially for deaf dogs, but American Sign Language can make hand-to-paw communication easier. Here's Vincent Sargent with the story.
Recently, learning sign language has become more popular here in the United States. Therefore, for one Northlake professor, her mission is to close the gap between the hearing and the hearing impaired.
According to the National Center for Health Statistics, roughly 28 million Americans have some degree of hearing loss. However, approximately 2 million Americans are classified as deaf. And for some students, their reasons for learning sign language are close to home.
We went to a family reunion this summer, and then they were all signing, and I was just sitting there not knowing what they were saying, so I decided to take the class so I can be a part of the conversation they have there.
However, humans aren't the only ones that can learn sign language. So when it came time for Professor Armstead to get new pets, the choice was obvious.
My husband worked with a guy who had a deaf dog, and we were at a party at their house one time, and I thought, if anybody should have a deaf dog, I should.
Hearing dogs learn the meaning of words through repetition. Deaf dogs learn the same way.
Our hearing dog is trilingual. He understands English, he understands dog, and he understands sign language.
This is Vincent Sargent for Northlake News.
Northlake College hosted a Meet the Faculty event this semester. Here's reporter Fatciso Maconi with a recap from the two-day event which took place November 18th and 19th.
Meet the Faculty is an annual two-day event that gives students a chance to meet instructors in person before registering for classes. Faculty from 30 departments attend, ready to answer questions and share information about classes offered at Northlake College.
This was something that I came up with some other faculty members 4 years ago. And the idea was to give EDUC 1,300 students an opportunity to meet and connect with instructors before registering for spring classes.
Without an event like Meet the Faculty, students wanting to find out more about prospective instructors would have to rely solely on word of mouth or websites like ratemyprofessor.com.
Actually, coming here has actually kind of helped a little bit because I actually get to meet the professors instead of just something someone wrote on the computer. Some of them wrote them because they just don't like the class or stuff like that, you know? So bad comments don't always reflect on the professor itself.
With spring registration open, now is the time to find out more about who will be grading your assignments next semester. For Northlake College News, this is Fatciso Maconi.
Class registration will continue through January. Make sure to register before January 20th.
College can be a challenge for any student, but for returning college students, the challenges are much greater. Here's reporter Lance Patterson with the story.
Northlake College has always been an institution that helps aid young people in their endeavors to seek higher education. But what about those students who are considered mature and or non-traditional? Student John Oldenkamp gives us his experience as a non-traditional student.
When I came to Northlake, I was basically just looking for guitar lessons. And I chatted with Jim, and before I knew it, he had me thrown headfirst into the whole program. And it was really more than I expected, and frankly, more than I could handle. It took me a while to get up to speed on it.
Non-traditional students are provided with the same services as traditional students, such as the TRIO program. Also, non-traditional students bring forward an element of guidance and even tutelage.
I understand. You said what?
Right outside the TRIO office, and this program is really instrumental in helping non-traditional students continue their education.
One of the program's directors, Charles Purdy, who himself was a non-traditional student at one time, gives insight on how the student became the teacher.
In the beginning, that caused me not to reach out for the help that I needed. But eventually, I was fortunate and ran into some people at support services that kind of helped me see that I needed to reach out and get the help. So programs like the TRIO program here at Northlake College, we support those types of students.
Northlake College has always been an institution for students of all backgrounds to pursue higher learning. And once again, Northlake proves you're never too mature to learn more.
Music is a universal language that many people sing and play. Northlake offers a variety of classes for beginners and more advanced musicians who want to cultivate their love for music. Here's reporter Fatisa McConey with the story.
In the age of digital music and electronic sound, hands-on musical training with real instruments is becoming more important than ever. Joe Perea and Northlake College's music department champion the many benefits of musical education.
Music has opened up windows to me I would never have known. I come from a working-class Hispanic family from New Mexico, and classical music found me because of school-based music education. And my life in music has taken me all over the world.
Music education has been shown to increase IQ and raise test scores. It's great for everyone, hobbyists, retirees, and musicians seeking professional careers.
Music engages the whole brain. It engages all three learning domains, psychomotor, affective, cognitive domains. And it's a really good way for students to engage their minds, break up their day, have a little bit of fun, meet some people.
While budgets for music education are being cut in California, Delaware, Connecticut, and other states, Texas maintains its support for its music programs.
Texas is one of the biggest success stories in music education, at least for the sake of the fact that music education is written into Ed Code in the state of Texas as an academic discipline rather than an enrichment activity. So music education here in Texas is very strong. There's a lot of that leaves a lot of potential for us here in Northlake because we're surrounded by very, very fine music programs at our feeder high schools.
Be sure to check out the music department's live performances Tuesdays in the Art Gallery and to like their Facebook page, Music for Life at Northlake College. This is Fadiso Makoni for Northlake News.
The last story has faculty, staff, and students tuned in. Blazer Radio made its debut this semester, and it's a new endeavor with the journalism program. Here's Richie Aiko with the news on radio.
One of the courses that was added to the Mass Communications Department at Northlake College this semester, called the Blazer Radio, geared at training the students for radio.
So this is the first semester for Blazer Radio. We have had a radio club in the past, but it really never caught on as far as a class was concerned. So this is the first semester we've ever had this class. The class filled well, and we're going to be offering it again next semester.
As the program went on, and we believe that with what is actually happening here today, it's a testimony to that fact, and to get other students interested in radio to be part of this program.
Topics around campus and movies, pop culture, and other issues.
Listening to them handle current celebrity topics like Bill Cosby's sexual scandal,
but like I said earlier, with the Bill Cosby case too, if there's some kind of
and Taylor Swift's rise to fame.
Has been named Billboard's Woman of the Year.
I'm pretty surprised because she dropped off Spotify because I heard her album didn't sell that well.
I don't feel her music.
I agree. She's no Kim Kardashian.
I think it's a tremendous honor to be named Billboard Woman of the Year. I have no idea what Taylor Swift did to deserve that honor.
It was quite impressive to see how ready these students were to face the real world.
I'm your humble host, Steve.
And this is Chris.
This is Serena.
And this is our engineer, Jessica.
And this is Blazer Radio.
Reporting for North Lake College News, this is Richie Ako.
Journalism, I want to dabble in TV and also radio. And I think that taking this class is going to help me.
You can listen to Blazer Radio podcast on YouTube under the search term North Lake College Blazer Radio.
Sports is also part of campus life. Here's Steve Gray with the sports portion of our broadcast. Steve, take it away.
Thank you, Linda. Like you said, sports is an important part of our campus life here at North Lake. And this semester, both the men and women's teams have worked hard and have been hard at work preparing for their upcoming seasons. This semester, the Lady Blazers soccer team lost a starting goalie early in the season, but the team was able to rebound with a conference record of 9-3-2. The volleyball team ended the season on a high note, but were eliminated in the MAC tournament in October. The men's basketball team has started their regular season, and with many new and returning players, Coach Tim McGraw is confident in his team's ability to succeed. Here's Visa Jackson with more.
The basketball season has just started at North Lake College. The coaches and the players are gearing up to start the season off right.
We work every day on our offense and trying to improve our shooting skills and passing skills.
Despite losing many players from last year, Coach McGraw feels confident in two of the returning players for a championship.
I hope that they will continue to be leaders and set an example for the other guys and show them, okay, this is how we act, this is how we deal with different types of adversity. And so I'm hoping they'll be good leaders for us.
The Blazers have two returning players to help with a brand new team this year. They plan on bringing home wins by reaching their goals for the season.
To go to New York, that's my goal, our team goal.
To make it to the championship in New York, but first of all, it's play every game like it's our last. Play hard and smart.
With the Blazers willing to put in the time, effort, and having a positive attitude, New York is in the near future. This is Visa Jackson saying go big or go home.
The team recently traveled more than 1,500 miles for away games, including a game at the Air Force Academy in Colorado. The men's baseball team is also hard at work and practice. Here's Trey King with more on Blazer baseball.
Oh, it's just Kellen and
my next guy.
Baseball has always been known as one of the world's most experienced and most played sports of all time, especially here at North Lake College.
It's life-changing. It's altering. The guys that you make with the baseball team here, those are the type of guys that you have friendships with on your entire life.
Playing baseball is always a challenge for any newcomers. Practicing takes up a lot of sweat and muscle in order to become a fully grown professional at playing the sport.
With college baseball over high school baseball, the amount of time that you spend on the fields in the fall and the spring, you're on the field about 3 times as much than you would in high school. So just 1 year of college baseball is equivalent to about 3 years of high school baseball because we spend so much time together.
The North Lake baseball team has always been training professionally. They practice hard, and out in the field, they work hard. Baseball training also involves meeting new people, making new friends, and even changing new life goals along the way.
The amount of time that we travel, the friendships that we make, the other coaches that I work with, when I work camps, when I do seminars, when I do grouping, it's all just the best guys in the world. Everyone in this profession is truly doing their job, their dream job.
This is Trey King reporting for North Lake College News.
The team beat Cedar Valley 5-0 in the Metro Athletic Conference tournament in early November, but lost in a later match to the Richland Lady Thunder Ducks. The Lady Blazer volleyball team also saw their share of victories. The team started out with a rough preseason record of 1-6 to scholarship schools, but the team was able to rebound and dig out some tough conference wins.
Well, that's it for our newscast today. For all of us here at North Lake News, thank you for watching, and make sure to find us on Facebook and Twitter at NLC Journalism, and on YouTube, search North Lake News.